Alright, it's been a while since I did a video, but what we have here is one of the Speedmaster TDS rear ends for the blown fuel injected custom 500 that we're going to have to back half because it's just got way too much torque and horsepower. Anything past 3/8 throttle, this thing just, the tires just want to go up in smoke. So we're going to put those on there, those Mickey Thompsons. They're 31 16.5 15s on a 14-inch wide rim. So that ought to be plenty of rubber. But also underneath there is an 8.8 Cobra disc brake rear end on 32-inch ladder bars with Carrera coilovers. There's just not enough there to keep these tires from spinning, so if I was going to put another rear end in, I was going to do a 9-inch, and I was looking at this stuff on Speedmaster, and the reason I like this setup is these axles and these axle tubes, they unbolt from the case. So if I wanted to put this in another car and I needed to change the width, all I'd have to do is buy tubes and axles. Everything else is fine. The case, everything. So this is what we got. I bought the billet longer 1350 yoke, the Daytona pinion support. Now that came with the 9-inch. And this thing is pretty killer. I mean, it's beefy. It's got nice thick heavy saddles on it. Set up just, you know, a regular 9-inch. All aluminum. Got some nice webbing on it. The only thing I'm still waiting on is the retainer and the 2 screws for the pinion support bearing. This looks like a pretty good piece right here. But I got that for $209. How can you say no on that? Now the bearings, all these bearings came with a PCE number from Speedmaster. But if you chase down the numbers, those are all Timken bearings. So they're a quality bearing. And the shims, well, they're just shims. Get a new pinion nut. The heavy U-joint. I picked up the ring and pinions. Don't look any different than any other ring and pinion I've ever bought from like Zoom or Ford Motorsports. The case is really cool. It's a big case. It's got these metal brackets on it, which helps out if I wanted to put a bracket up here for a wishbone or a panhard bar. It does say TDS on the back. It's a pretty beefy unit there. It's got a little bit of weight to it. And I got all the bolts and O-rings for the tubes. Got all the bolts for the ring gear. All the bolts for the pinion support. I'm gonna have to get a stud kit for that. Now this is one of the new trac lock 6 pinion or 6 worm gear trac locks. I got that thing for like $200 and some. I mean, you know, they sent me the email. They said 40% off site-wide on the Black Friday Madness sale. So yeah, I lost my mind and just went and bought everything. This was like $900. Everything's brand spanking new for $900. I saved $900 by just buying this stuff on this 40% off sale. But I haven't started to build it yet because like I said, I'm still waiting on the retainer washer, the 2 screws, and the support O-ring. Still waiting on that. I will say Speedmaster's ability right now to ship things is really slow. Takes them a week before they can even go and get it off the shelf, because they're just, I don't know, they're either swamped or whatever. But I know they only got 1 guy working the shipping here in the US. So if you're going to order, it might take a little bit to get your stuff, but you do get it. It says they're just lacking on the shipping side of that. They need to fix that. They're working on some kind of new conveyor system or something. I don't know. And this spacer, I'm going to use the spacer, but it's the same one that's offered by Summit. I mean, there's no difference in it. I mean, I don't see any different than any other one for a 9-inch. So, yeah, you know, like I've heard the horror stories about, oh, Speedmaster stuff is this and this that, and you know, it ain't worth this and all that. But you know what? I'm currently running their heads on that 871 blown 545, and that's got fuel injection on it. And their heads are out of the box. I put Magnum roller rockers on it, guide plates, screw-in studs, and I put them on the engine. I'm using their valves, their springs, their retainers, their locks, everything. I've used their ignition system. Their version of the 6AL box. I've used that. And I've used their version that has the tram brakes option also. I haven't had any issues with other stuff. I've used their electric water pumps, no issues. I have yet to have a problem with a Speedmaster part. So as far as that goes, I can't say anything bad. I'm sure somebody will. But then again, every manufacturer has their bad part, but I don't know. I haven't had any circumstances which caused me to badmouth them. So far their stuff, from far as I'm seeing, it's pretty top of the line stuff. I mean, it's, look at this thing. That's 6061. So's that center case. 6061. That's 6061, I believe, also. So, I mean, they're coming along. They're doing really good. So far, I'm liking their stuff. Like I said, I'm going to start building this as soon as I get those parts. But in the meantime, if anybody wants to look at something more closely, leave me a message, you know, and we'll come back out here with the camera and we'll look at something else, you know, on here that you want to look at closer. But to me, I mean, it all looks pretty good, and we're just going to go from here. But, oh yeah, here's the tubes, right here. You know, they're 3-inch tube. They're thick. They're a monster. They're heavy. You're not going to save any weight with them, but they look pretty good from where I'm standing. And like I said, I like this setup because it's kind of versatile. I mean, once I build this and put it into the housing, I don't have to mess with that again. Even if I want to put it into another car, you know, I drain it, I pull the axles, I unbolt the tubes. If it's got to go shorter, I cut the tubes and just order axles. I mean, I don't have to send a whole nother rear end out. I don't have to send anything out. It can all be done at home. So that part of it I like. But like I said, we're going to put it through its paces, and when we do get it in the car, we'll see what happens. I mean, I've had some parts. I mean, I've got ring and pinions from Summit. Like I had a Zoom ring and pinion, and I wrung the freaking teeth off of it in this car. The one I got in there now, though, it's holding up pretty good. No issues with that one. But like I said, it's just either something wrong with the part, or did I do something wrong? You know, I don't know. I doubt it. I've been doing this for 30 years, but yeah. And there's a guy on YouTube, Tom's. He shows how to put one of the older models together that's polished. I didn't opt for the polished one because, you know, it's going underneath the car. It's a race car. You know, I don't need it polished. You know, and that saved me $100. You know, I'm not worried about it. These all still operate like a regular 9-inch. You know, your collar still turn and move your carrier side to side, and you know, so like I said, we'll put it through its paces, see what happens with it. But have any questions? You want to look at something closer? Let me know. And I'm going to link this onto 464.com. So if you're in the forums, just hit me through the forum. And I can give you some more information on some other stuff. But that's it. So yeah, let me get that other stuff in the mail and we'll start building it and go from there. Thanks for watching. Like I said, any questions, comments, you know, let me know. We'll check it out. Thanks.